Oh, that's easy. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. When I was about 4.
Probably my first film that I can remember, all right, when I was younger, probably Snow White, but probably The Wizard of Oz. That was one. But when we were younger, we mostly went to see Western films. Like, you probably wouldn't even remember the guys that we watched. Guys like The Lone Ranger and Buck Jones and Silver. You ever heard of Buck Jones and Silver? That's how much older I am than you. That Buck Jones and Silver was one of our favourite Western films, and we used to go on a Saturday morning to go and see Westerns. Later on, when we got older, we were more selective in what we went to see, but musicals was always one of our top films, and in those days there were a lot of musical films.
I don't watch many films. I read the reviews. I always read the reviews of films, and some of them I think they sound if they'd be quite nice, but we just don't like going to a cinema anymore.
If it's a comedy, I don't mind seeing it over and over because it'll make you laugh, it makes you relaxed, makes you take your mind off things. And musicals I'll go and see, some of them I'll go and see over and over again.
Well, what we were watching the other day, well, the things that they advertise that come on Box Office, all these weird and wonderful robots and things. You see, I don't like sci-fi at all. And I don't like fantasy. I didn't like Lord of the Rings or Harry Potter. No, I did not like Harry Potter. I thought it was silly. You see, it's not funny, it's not clever fantasy. It's over-the-top fantasy. I'm too much of a realist.
Many musicals today. And in the old days, they used to say that Oklahoma was the standard by which you compared other musicals. And later on it came along was West Side Story. That was the norm. And later on it was Grease. And they took that as the norm of what a good musical is today.
There's not many films made about old people. No. I mean, sometimes that one, the one we saw recently, Stan, that about Schmidt, that was quite good.
The Man Called Schmidt. Now, who is the actor in that one?
That was about an old man who lost his wife, and then he got very lonely, and then he went on a trip. That was quite good. Enjoyed that. You could relate to that.
Jack Nicholson. Now, Jack Nicholson, to my mind, is a very good comedian.
And he thought he'd go and live with his daughter, but his daughter didn't want him, so he went back home, back to his old place, and he found his old familiar surroundings were the best place to be. That was a message, I think.
Remember the Monty film? It came out where these guys did a strip.
No, we just don't enjoy going. It's just something, as you get older, you can't be bothered doing. It's one of the things of getting old.
I can't actually relate to that, really. Old age and forms of that. I mean, we very seldom go and see them, but the films that we do see, I suppose because I'm not so good of hearing, that I very seldom hear most of the dialogue. And you take a case of a film, Skyfall. The only time that I heard Skyfall was when I came home and they showed it on TV, that I could more or less hear what the dialogue was.
every week, perhaps twice a week. The cinema was very close to us. We used to go sometimes on a Wednesday and on a Saturday afternoon, always Saturday afternoon. And we always enjoyed the films. I don't ever remember coming back home and saying, I'm sorry I went to see that, except when I was very young and I went with my brother and his friends, and they liked things with bats and vampires, and I didn't enjoy those. My mother shouldn't have allowed me to go and see them. Those impressed me. I used to have nightmares over them. And even today, don't show me a bat, because I'll just about freak out. All those, there were those horror movies of vampires and Frankenstein, and oh no, I never liked ugly things. I liked pretty nice, happy things.
And the werewolf.
And the werewolf, yes. Remember, the Hound of the Baskervilles. Oh, I remember some films very well of my youth. And but there were lovely films as well, like The Wizard of Oz. You know The Wizard of Oz? Huh? That I remember very well. And they were very good films, of course, Gone with the Wind, and they were excellent films for their day. But now people, they've got to make films about weird and wonderful people that do funny things, and they've got all sorts of issues, and oh dear, and they don't get on with their mother or their father or their brother or their sister, and oh no.